No, I'm Eric Mays. I'm from Michigan, by way of DC for a while, and now I'm based in Brooklyn, New York. I mean, I stay on track. I have an iPhone Note, and it's basically a calendar, and there's every day, I have it listed day by day, like 6 months out. And it's just like free form, it's like a notebook. I used to use notebooks and then it's just like kind of wasteful and a lot of like scratching things out and rewriting things over and over again. So I just pivoted to a digital iPhone Note, and I think it's easier for me than like the calendar, iCal. Like I don't use any of that. It's just like iPhone Note. I can write whatever I want in there, and that's how I stay organized and on track. And I think my morning routine is simple. Like I wake up, I take a shit, I take a shower. That's where I get set, you know? Like that's I think the basis of my routine. Like I get ready, and even if I'm like not feeling great, like that sets me up and just gets me moving. You know, getting out of bed and into doing something that doesn't require a bunch of thought. Like I can just sit down and get my mind working. The hot shower, the water, I don't know. That's where my routine starts. Preparing to go out into the world for the next 12 to 16 hours, making sure I got everything that I need, you know, phone, wallet, keys, laptop, and it keeps me organized. Like I feel like I'm pretty responsible when it comes to like my day-to-day stuff, and it starts there. It starts with the iPhone Note, and it starts with the shower in the morning and getting clean. I've always been a consumer of fragrance and tapped in with my sense of smell. You know, all these fashion brands, they all have a perfume. Some of them, like Comme des Garçons, is a big inspiration for me. Like they have like a crazy perfume line and program, and that was my introduction to like fine fragrance and avant-garde fragrance versus like, you know, your Macy's perfume counters, stuff that like my parents were wearing. Finding my own style of fragrance as a consumer, and then you know, I've always been into making things, clothes, art, whatever, just being a creator. So just shifting from consuming fragrance into like, okay, how can I make my own version of this? And like candles is an easier entry point than like straight up perfume. I think there's more of like a DIY maker space to experiment with fragrance through candles. So that was kind of my start of my transition there. It's like, all right, I'm not making clothes. I hadn't been for a while. I was just like busy working for other people, and clothes never really made money. Like I'd always had an idea to make candles. Like this is an idea I had 10, 12 years ago in school. Like I'm in the lab, you know, terrible chemistry student, failing, but you know, I like the way stuff looks. And I knew that at that point I was like, okay, again, I'm at a consumer level of like perfume brands and fragrance and candles. So it's like, okay, this would be cool to make candles in a beaker. And so again, iPhone Note, I'm always on my iPhone Note shit. So I started an iPhone Note and just like exploring like, you know, types of waxes, where to get fragrances, what scents are interesting to me. And then that was that. It sat in my iPhone Note for 5 years. And then during the pandemic, it's like, all right, I had my friends at a store that I'm now working with, and they were like, yeah, we got shelf space if you ever want to like explore that candle idea seriously. And so yeah, during the pandemic, I was at home. It's like, all right, let's try this out. Let's cook something up in the kitchen here. And Fragile Glass, that's the brand, the fragrance brand, and it's just my creative outlet through fragrance and through smell, through objects related to smell, different mediums. So again, it started out as candles, and over the last 5.5 years, it's expanded into incense and room sprays and reed diffusers and mediums for like burning and experiencing scent. So eventually, you know, I want to make a perfume, but I feel like my bar for that is very high, and it's definitely something that I want to take my time with and do it right and do something that I'm proud of. But yeah, Fragile Glass is just me experimenting with fragrance as a medium for storytelling and its form, but at the core, it's a fragrance brand, primarily home fragrance right now. But again, just so I've always like struggled with like promoting the brand. and promoting myself. Like I'm very much like, let the product speak for itself. I want people to actually, like it, and I've let that kind of guide me to where I'm at now, and the products have gotten better, and figuring out what people are into. I mean, I'm super proud of this store that we're in. Like now I have my own store. Like I've always been ingrained in Lykin. They've provided me the space and the platform to develop and grow this brand. And now we have a store that's more focused on my brand and just fragrance as a product category. And yeah, so I'm super proud of that. Like it's cool to like have my own store. Can do whatever I want in here and share it with people, and people just like see the growth and see the product in a new light, see it more cohesive. I'm proud of this place that it's reached, and it's just encouraging to keep growing and keep evolving what's going on. I've always been intrigued and infatuated with like retail stores, whether it's like trying to work at a store or just patronizing the store, going there, spending money. So to have my own store is like, well, okay, shit, that's cool. Like, yeah, like I'm very much just enjoying the process of this all, and just one day at a time, and just figuring out, okay, what's next. And I don't put too much pressure on it. Try to keep it quality and exciting. So when people come in here and get excited about the product and want to talk about, my practice and the things that I'm creating, like that's crazy. I'm just like super grateful for that. So yeah, just to have a space where I can continue to share these things is great. I'm grateful. Yeah, I mean, just continue to grow the brand, the presence, the identity of it all, exploring, continue to grow it slowly, just kind of letting it evolve naturally and organically. So I think that's step one, but trying to think about it from a business perspective. Like obviously there's the creative side, but then there's like trying to make some money. I got a lot of bills to pay, a lot of student loan debt. So it's, I didn't have a choice but to like be smart about this as like a business model. It's like, I don't want to keep working for other people. And so just like thinking about, all right, how do I make this thing make money? Like there's a good product here at the core, and how can I scale this up? And again, I just took my time with it and like, all right, there's margins on things, and what is the production model? Like these are things I never thought about with clothing, just because I never got to that point. And when I was like getting closer to it, I kind of just like, I had to abandon the practice for the sake of getting jobs to actually pay the bills. So for me, this has been just trying to be financially stable, pushed it in a certain direction, and pushed me to just take the business of it more serious than other things. And I know that if I do that part, then it'll allow me to focus on the creative side more once things are structurally intact, and creating a system that is sustainable, creating a business model that's sustainable. And again, these are things that I wasn't necessarily thinking about when I was making clothes. It was just like, I don't know, I'm just trying to be creative, and the business always gets in the way of it. So, you have to take the business serious, and you can't let it get in the way of the creativity, but you have to embrace it. Because if you can't afford it, then what? It makes shit hard when you can't afford to practice your creativity and make the things you want to make. Make it sustainable financially. Whatever your creative outlet is, like find a way to keep the lights on, keep your bills paid. Even if you work another job to do that, like that's fine. Like that's how I've done this. It's like I work at Lykin and been building this in tandem in it. Thankfully, it's a system and an ecosystem that supports this creative side, and it just kind of works symbiotically, true to the nature of Lykin on a biological level. So I don't know, just figure out how to make it work and financially sustainable, and eventually make more money. You just want to be making money while you sleep. As my biology teacher told me, he's like, you guys think you're gonna get rich by working a job, you're dead wrong. And I was just like, damn, okay, I thought this was biology class, bro. But he was just being honest. He's like, you're never gonna like work a 9 to 5 and get rich. And not that I'm trying to get rich, I'm just trying to be comfortable and survive and not have to like work for somebody else. But he was like, you gotta make money while you sleep, old ass. Dr. Dixon, I hope you're well, bruh. The only thing is just like, take your time, be thoughtful about it, like really, ask yourself why you're doing what you're doing, and then kind of just go from there. Try to be smart, think critically about it. And come see me in real life, because you can't smell shit through the phone and through the computer. You gotta smell it in real life. So you can come to the store, FF&E, Fragrance, Fixtures, and Equipment. We're at 109 Montrose Ave in Brooklyn, New York. Also find us in Ridgewood, Queens, at Lycan, our main showroom where all the magic happens. But those are the two in real life spaces where you can experience Fragile Glass and the things that we're making via the brand. There's a couple other stores to sell it, but you know, those are the main institutions. No, I got a website. I don't do e-commerce. Again, like I've always been kind of anti-e-com for fragrance just because you gotta smell it in real life. I have a website, it's fragileglass.xyz. You can look at pictures of the candles and read about them. And then Instagram, fragileglass.smell. Also FF and FF_and_E for the store for our little offshoot here. Very much concept shop vibes. No website for that, it's just IRL, not URL.